Thank you. So again, thank you all for being here. This has been a wonderful day again. We're lucky. I hope every year when we do this, we have the same weather. And I just want to say thank you to our survivors, and our shirts really say it all. We're celebrating life today. You've all, whether you were diagnosed yesterday or 20 years ago, our feats are going on, and I'm really proud of everybody here. Our staff here is absolutely amazing today. I have walked through here. Everyone planned things out ahead of time, and then today when we came, people went into their spots and have just worked together like clockwork. It's very impressive, and I'm also proud. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring up our first speaker, because you don't need to hear from me. You need to hear from our survivors. So here is Allison Brady.
Hello, everyone. I'm very blessed to be here, obviously. Most of you who have gone through chemo, it's just nice to be able to have some opportunities to do things like this. I can tell you that I was a active chemo patient, as I would say, from October 2014 till October 2015. I would like to thank everyone who donated money to this center, who works at this center, who volunteers at this center, because this place truly made a not so great situation very bearable, and you should be proud of what you do every day. I think it's amazing when you look around, and I've always been proud to be a part of the Meadville community, came back, my family's from here. But we truly have the best center right here in Meadville, so thank you, every single person. When you go through the treatments that you do, everybody has an angel on earth, and mine was Dawn Mel, and she's the only person who could convince me to do this right now. So my much love for you right now is shaking, but I do love you. I think there's a lot of alumni here, and that's how I'd like to refer to us, because it also is graduation time. And I think there are a lot of people in this room who inspired me and helped me through. And I want to thank each one of you for your support and your help. And I think now it is my turn to help some other people around. And I really feel that's what this place does as well. It's made a family, and the family that we all have here, I think, is pretty impressive. According to Dawn Mel, I did chemo well, bless her heart. So that's why I'm here, to hopefully help a few of you that are going through it with different things that I did to make it better. And I was inspired by one of the clients that was here that was all into superheroes, and he came dressed as a superhero, and he did all those things. So my speech today is kind of like finding your superpower. I think each one of us has something that makes us strong. There's no question mine was my family, my friends, dogs. Love dogs. I'm going to tell every single one of you, go get a dog. If you don't have a dog, make sure you use the therapy dogs, because dogs are fantastic. But we did a lot to make myself stronger during it, and my son and my husband always planned something special right before my chemo treatments, whether it be a special meal, a special trip, something like that, that really actually I had something to look forward to before I didn't feel that great. The other thing that I did is I consider myself a mask, superpower person. You saw me in a mask and gloves for 1 year. I looked crazy. But do it and walk through Walmart. You wouldn't believe how many people look at you wanting to know why you're wearing that mask. But it did help you, and it did help me with my immune system, which I really had to protect. And that was the one thing that I really tried to do. I can tell you the biggest, as I'll refer to it, was negativity. So I did everything in my power to make myself feel stronger. I did research on juices and everything like that, and if anybody in this room would ever need me, feel free. Dawn Mel can find me. I'm pretty easy to find, actually. But I would love to help anybody who's going through it, because your hair grows back, your eyelashes grow back, your eyebrows grow back. And eventually you get your energy back, is what I'm told. So I'm still hoping for that energy back, but we're getting there. The one thing that I really did a lot with was music. And there were different songs and different things that really helped me through. And there's a Tim McGraw song out right now that I'm sure we all know that talks about humbling times. And it says, when you get where you're going, don't forget, turn back around, help the next one in line, always be humble in times. And I think that is what I, as a survivor, can hopefully help the next person, because there were so many people in this room that helped me. And when I got diagnosed, I was shocked. I have my story that I found out on the 5th, had to have surgery on the 11th. And for those of you who know my type A personality, that was not the plan. That was not what I was supposed to be doing. I had things to do. I wasn't supposed to do this, but I did it. And I thank God every single day. And I had a lot of time to pray while I was going through chemo. But I thank God every single day for giving me this opportunity to hopefully help the next person. I love you all. You can do it. We are survivors, and every single person in here in our support system makes us survivors. So congratulations for this wonderful day, and I wish every one of you the best. And I want to thank everybody here at Yolanda for everything you do on a daily basis, because you guys truly are all angels on earth. Thank you.
That was just wonderful. Our next person we're bringing up is Paula Greco. She is another inspirational person that we are all proud to know.
I am a pancreatic cancer survivor. It'll be 4 years, it's 4 years in March that I was diagnosed. And being a nurse, when I received the diagnosis of pancreatic cancer, I was devastated, I must say. A lot of things ran through my mind, a lot of questions. What should I do? Should I get a second opinion? I just didn't know where to start. And it was shocking to me because I was never ill. I just thought I had the flu. And then I got jaundiced, and I knew something was wrong. So I went to my family doctor, who was my boss, Dr. Baslak, and he quickly ordered a CAT scan and lab work. And there it was. Things moved real quickly, and the next thing I knew, I was in Pittsburgh having stents put in my liver. And then my life began at Barco, and I can't say enough good about Barco and my doctor, Dr. Brown, and his expertise in ordering the chemotherapy that he ordered for me, which was rather new and didn't have many statistics on it. But it worked for me. I had chemotherapy for 6 months, and it shrunk my tumor, that I was able to have a Whipple surgery in Pittsburgh. And the chemo had shrunk the tumor drastically. So I had the surgery in September in 2012. My surgeon was Dr. Sun, and he reassured me after the 8-hour surgery that the entire tumor was removed and all the margins were clear. So again, I'm thankful for Dr. Sun for his wonderful surgical skills. And again, I would not have been able to have the surgery without Dr. Brown and his expertise in the chemo that he ordered. And Barco, I can't say enough about Barco, the wonderful people, the caring, loving, thoughtful, just, I can go on and on and on. And it's just a wonderful, wonderful facility, and we are blessed to have that facility here, right here in Meadville. And I've been very fortunate. I've had to beat the 10% survival rate of this deadly disease, and I also stress to keep a positive attitude. That's the number one thing. And yes, you have side effects, but I'm a survivor, so that beats everything. And the excellent doctors, the wonderful care, the lots of prayers have got me to where I am, a 4-year survivor. And I pray a lot. I had a lot of people praying for me, and I know God heard all these prayers, and that's why I'm here today. So I'd like to thank Barco for this great gathering today, and everybody just stay well. Thank you.
Thank you, Paula. That was wonderful as well. I love to hear our patients speak. It is always inspiring, and we learn so much from each other. So thank you all. And we'll bring on Dr. Brown now.
Just like that? Perfect. Everybody here?
Well, now hold on. Let me turn it on. There we go. How's that? Let's make sure it's on. Is the green light on? Yeah. I'm asking the dog.
All right.
Is the green light?
Everybody hear me okay? All right, now we're good. There we go. Okay. So I want to thank everybody for coming out today. I use notes because I don't like to speak. Everybody who knows me knows that. And I was actually very reluctant to stand up here today because I feel like if you have to listen to me, then I should be saying something meaningful or at least memorable in the 5 minutes that I have of fame. And I joked with my wife, like the great singer Justin Timberlake, I wanted to bring sexy back today. She quickly laughed and reminded me there was no chance I was bringing it back because I never had it to begin with. So, to beat that, Dr. Hahn said that he wasn't going to talk to me anymore if I didn't give a good speech today, so now the pressure's really on. So because I walked into the wrong room at the wrong time, I'm in front of you here today. But as I stand here, I'm truly humbled by the tenacity, the perseverance, and the pure strength that I see embodied by our patients out in front of me. You deserve this day, and I think you deserve a round of applause for being here. This opportunity led me to spend a lot of time thinking about the word survivorship. And it's a little interesting to me that the popular press has grasped the term Survivor's Day. When I hear a survivor, I'm happy for those who survive, but it carries a connotation that just doesn't sit well. And so I spent time thinking about the words that I would use to describe the human experience, so to say. And the two words that came to mind were surviving and living. The actual definitions are similar when you look them up. Survival is defined as carrying on with attention to our basic needs. Living has a similar definition, but it can also be used as a descriptor for things like a glowing ember, a flowing water, anything that is thriving, vibrant, vigorous, or strong. An example I saw used that we all have living rooms at home, but nobody I think here has a surviving room at home. And if you do, I don't want to visit you. Living and surviving imply things beyond their basic definition and syntax. Surviving implies denying or opposing death. It insinuates avoiding hunger, thirst, mortal wounds, and conquering, or at least enduring, a life-threatening illness. Living, on the other hand, is about growing, learning, achieving emotional fulfillment from those things that you enjoy, and most importantly, I think, creating lasting, and I'll go so far as to call them treasured, memories involving experiences, friends, and loved ones. Philosophers and artists throughout the ages have pondered these differences in their works. And just listen to the lyrics and songs or pay attention to the underlying themes in movies and television. We had a country music person speak here earlier, and I will take bets on whether more country music songs deal with living or just plain surviving. More so than artists and philosophers, I was interested to see if there were any comments about surviving from people who had faced cancer themselves. And I'd like to share from you some comments from a page called Words of Inspiration. It's on the American Cancer Society's website. And these comments and stories were compiled in a book called Picture Your Life After Cancer. It was based on questionnaires to cancer patients about how they viewed their life after their diagnoses. Robin Katz, Chicago, Illinois. Life's much more brilliant. Words have more meaning. Actions have more meaning. Butterflies, coffee, bright blue skies seem so much more important than petty disagreements. Relationships are more important than how many hours a week I have worked, and every day is truly a gift. Allison A. She's pictured on a camel with pyramids behind her in a desert. Scars may heal, blood counts may normalize, and years may pass, but never again will a simple act of waking up to a normal, boring day as a healthy individual be taken for granted, nor go unappreciated. Yodi Collins, Fairfax, Virginia. I died of cancer in 2004. 6 months later, after a meticulous chemotherapy regimen, I was reborn into something remarkable. I have spent the years since celebrating that spring day. Today I am love, hope, I am joy, wisdom, and I am strength. Buck Usher, Seattle, Washington. Life is different after cancer because my priorities have completely reversed. Before, I was motivated by my career and tended to neglect my personal life. Now I put life first. I take the time to go on vacations. I enjoy my friends and family. When one is faced with death, you suddenly realize what matters and what doesn't. Though I wouldn't wish cancer on anyone, it was probably the best thing to happen to me. It reminded me that you only live once, and you must make the most of your life when you can. Kazuma Inui, Osaka, Japan. I was sentenced to have 2 types of cancer just 1 month after I retired at 61. Thanks to 2 different operations, I could come back to my daily life. 2 years later, I again began to climb mountains. I would like to climb all of the 100 famous mountains in Japan. So far, I'm on 56, and he pictured at the top of his 56th mountain. And finally, the one that hit closest to home for me, from Dr. David Posner, New York, New York. I'm a physician, and I stepped onto the other side of the patient-doctor equation when I was diagnosed with cancer. I know now what it's like to be told you have cancer, what it's like to wait for the phone call with your latest CT scan results, and what it's like to feel your heart sink. I'm a better physician and a better person for it. I also learned how dinner with your wife and kids and coffee on a Sunday morning is all it takes to be in nirvana. So again, don't get me wrong, I am an idealist, but I'm also a realist, and I am not naive. I understand every day can't be spent climbing mountains and traveling to foreign countries, and none of us wake up in a bed of roses in a room full of butterflies with the smell of warm apple pie wafting by our noses under perpetually sunny skies. Sometimes all this world will allow is survival. Circumstance dictates that we simply steal one more breath, drag the next foot forward, and muster every bit of courage to face the next challenge in front of us. But to me, the comments from these survivors, or I think the better term I now agree with is cancer thriver, vividly illustrate the transition these individuals made from viewing themselves as merely surviving as opposed to choosing to live and thrive after their diagnosis. Their illness brought with it for them the ability to glean good from bad, and an epiphany about the truly important things in life that are too oft forgot or overlooked. They have grown through their disease as opposed to allowing the disease to grow through them. So while I wrote this speech, I had my own epiphany as to why the word survivor never sat well with me. It's because my goal as a physician is to see my patients not merely survive, it is to see them live and see them thrive. I implore you, even on those days when it seems difficult just to survive, never miss the opportunity to embrace life by laughing with a friend, telling a good story, giving Dr. Hahn a hug, or your family member a hug, or simply making a good family memory. Because I believe those memories are truly the only treasures that we may be able to carry with us beyond this earth. So as I close, I want to thank the volunteers and the donors whose efforts, without which we would not have this event. And I also want to thank our wonderful staff here at YGBOI. I have never worked with a set of more caring individuals in my entire life. And mostly, I want to thank you, our patients, for putting your trust in us. We truly do appreciate that. I have 2 favors to ask here at the end. The first is that take the chance today to make some of those memories I was talking about. Take the chance to thrive today. This is for you, okay? And the second favor I have is if you see my wife, even if you don't believe it, you tell her I brought sexy back today, okay?